There's been a lot of talk about a possible recession being on the horizon lately, and so you might be wondering if now is even a great time to start a handmade business. And if you already have one, you might be wondering if you can possibly survive a recession, let alone thrive. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing 8 steps to recession-proof your handmade business. Hi, my name is Sterling, and I'm the artist here behind Cactus Lady Creation. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. And I am in this boat with you all. I am a business owner and I have been taking a lot of these steps myself over the last couple of years to try and recession proof my business. And so the key here is to really just take steps every day as you can in order to combat a recession, because they are inevitable. There will be one at some point. And so it's just really great to be prepared as best you can. So definitely grab your crochet hook or your sketchbook or whatever you're working on, and let's get started. So step 1 is to diversify your income streams. So what does that even mean? It basically means that you want to have income coming in from as many different sources as you can. So just relying on physical goods here, for example, is risky in any economy, let alone a recession, because what happens if the traffic to your website slows down, or your Etsy, if you have an Etsy, what if that slows down and you don't have as many physical orders coming in for sales? Or what if you're relying on markets, for example, and the markets don't have as many different people at them as there used to be? Well, in this case, it's really great to have different types of products and services that you offer from different various income sources, for example, digital products. And I talk about this a little bit more in the 10 different digital products that you can have as an online business. Definitely make sure to check out that video next if you haven't seen it. If you're a more physical-based business, so you sell your physical art, for example, or some kind of physical product that is based around your art, then having some digital products can also be really great. For example, you can have some digital patterns or digital wall art that people can print, or some guides, or some kind of digital product that you can offer. Do you all remember in 2020 when there was a huge delay in shipments? I know for me at that time, I couldn't get any materials that I needed for my online business in order to make my tapestry wall art, which I was mainly selling at the time. And so at this time, I started to really consider what kind of digital products I could offer for my business. And so for reasons like this, it's really great to be able to have digital products to fall back on. You can also offer online classes or workshops based around the art form that you create. Or you could also have a subscription model of some kind, for example, a Patreon or some other kind of community. You can also start a YouTube channel or a blog, or have affiliate links on your content that you share with others. And I talk a little bit more about all the different income streams that you can have in my video, 8 income streams to have as a handmade business. Definitely check out that video if you want more information on what other types of income streams that you should definitely consider having. Or you might want to offer merch and take your art and put it on different products like t-shirts or mugs or hats. You might be wondering how to get started with that. Maybe you don't want to invest all of the money into the different machinery that's required to create that. Or maybe you just don't have the time or the space to be able to hold on to all of the different merchandise that's required to create those products. And if so, the sponsor of this video can help you with that, and it is Printify. Printify is a print-on-demand platform that lets you design and sell custom products like t-shirts, tote bags, notebooks, and even home decor without having to stock anything yourself. And I love how this makes it so easy for us artists to be able to expand our offerings. You can easily take your designs and place them on any item that is there. There's so many different items to choose from, and simply put them in your shop. And when your customers place an order, they will print it for you and ship it out. And so you don't have to worry about anything. You can sell on your Etsy or your Shopify or whatever website you might have, and it just integrates seamlessly with Printify. So if you've been trying to think of a passive income stream to get started with, Printify could be a great option. You can click the link below in my description box to get started. And a great thing is that it's totally free. So click the link in the description box and sign up today. And thank you, Printify, for sponsoring this video. So if one area in your business slows down, it's really important to have multiple income streams to fall back on so that you can have that safety net. And step 2 is to strengthen the community around your handmade business. In tough economic times, people tend to spend money with businesses that they feel a connection to and that they trust. And so your handmade business is more than just the items that you sell. It's also you and your story and your vibe and the community around your business. And so the stronger that connection is, the more loyal your customers will be, even when they're being careful with their spending. In order to do this, you want to show up more consistently on social media. And I do go into this a lot more in depth in the Ultimate Online Art Business Starter Checklist. And it's good to consider what the pros and cons of each social media platform are before deciding which one you want to dedicate to posting on. You want to consider what your niche is, as well as your communication style and which of the platforms might be best. Also, it's good to keep in mind what kind of community you want to build around your art and your business. Do you prefer the more storytelling style and more long-form content style here on YouTube? Or maybe you like letting your personality show and the more snappy short-form content style on TikTok. Maybe you want to build a community of fellow creators and artists like you and me. Or maybe you want to build a community of people who are following you for your art and wanting to collect your art pieces. It's really great to consider all of these things and just decide on one, preferably, maybe 2 to consistently show up on, especially if you're just getting started. And then as you move along, you can easily repurpose your content for the different platforms. Also, another thing that I can't reiterate more is how important an email list is. This is a bit niche specific, but if you think that you're building a community that would really benefit from this, I can't reiterate how important an email list is. Do you all remember in 2021 when Instagram was completely black and it just had a big blackout? I know for me at that time, I was really reliant on Instagram as a platform where I was selling my pieces. And so when it had that day, I had no traffic to my website and no traffic to my Instagram. And it was a really scary time. But that was a good lesson for me because I learned that it was really important to not rely on any of these platforms. I don't own YouTube, I don't own Instagram or my TikTok or any of these platforms. I only have my website and my email list as a way of connecting with all of you. And that's why I started my email list and started to take it seriously. And so I can't share more enough why that is important. If you think that your target audience isn't really an email list kind of audience, then maybe you can also commit to a Discord or another kind of communication style, something that's just not the social media platforms and reliant on the algorithms, because algorithms do change. And so it's really good to keep this in mind. For us here at Cactus Lady, there is a Discord that you can join that's linked in the description box below. Over there, we're a bunch of crocheters and fellow fiber artists who love sharing our crochet projects and our different fiber art projects that we're working on, as well as our yarn hauls and just inspiration generally. So you can connect with us over there. Also, I do have an email list. If you haven't grabbed your free guide to starting your online art business, definitely check that out in the description box below as well. It's free, and when you sign up for that, you'll also receive my weekly newsletter where I send out different tips and a lot of the things that I share here on YouTube, but more in depth and in the written form, especially if you love to read. So definitely make sure that you check that out in the description box below. It's also really important to engage regularly with your audience. Besides just posting content, it's really important to respond to questions and comments and just really try to immerse your audience into your world of your creations and your art. You can do this by also showing the process of the behind the scenes of your business, your creation, your ideation, or your inspiration. And so definitely make sure to do that. Step 3 is to invest smartly. So you don't want to stop spending money or investing in your business altogether. It's really important to ask yourself 2 questions. Is this item that I'm paying for making me more money? And also, is this a nice to have or a need to have? You want to cut any unused subscriptions that you're not using. And I can't reiterate how important this is. Subscriptions add up. And when you have your online business, it can take a little bit of trial and error to see which things serve you best. So it's really important to review these things on a monthly basis. It's also really good to cut back on new materials unless you really see yourself needing them. I know for me, I'm planning a really big move, and so I've actually been holding back on buying new materials. I've got so many that I've collected over the years, and so I'm just focusing on using up what I already have and making the most of it. It's also really good to cut back on ads that are not really benefiting your business. Targeted ads can be a really useful way to drive traffic and sales to your website. But if you find that you're not really reaching your goals with them, maybe you can just tweak your SEO or tweak some of the keywords in your listings or in your products and see if that will drive the traffic that you need instead. Or maybe you can just focus on honing in on your content and driving organic traffic to your website. Items that you'll definitely want to keep investing in are tools that are making you money and helping you run your business, such as your website or your email marketing or any course platforms that you have your courses on. You'll also want to continue to invest in education that will help your business continue to grow and expand. And of course, invest in quality materials over quantity so that you can make sure that your materials will last for years to come and be really durable. Step 4 is to price for profit, not to just compete. And this is a really big one because when a recession happens or when traffic to your website slows down, a lot of handmade sellers can really freak out and want to lower their prices so that they can compete. And this is really a recipe for disaster and not a sustainable way to run your business, because when you lower your prices, you're just competing with mass-produced items and other drop shipping items out there. And it's really not reflecting the quality of your products when you do this. And so you even want to really see if you can actually raise the price of your products in this case. Is there a way that you can make your products more luxe? And I do talk about this in a recent video where I talk about different luxe products that you can sell in a recession. In order to recession-proof your pricing, you really want to make sure that you're paying yourself for your labor, that you're paying yourself a livable wage, that you're also paying for your materials and your overhead so that you can continue to stay in business. And paying yourself for your work is really important to make sure that you're doing. I know that when I started my business, I was totally lost about this and I actually wasn't doing this, and this was a really big mistake that I did. And I'll be sharing a calculator on how I price my products really soon for this reason. This is really important. Also, you want to see if you can make your products more premium and more luxurious. And in order to do this, you can even use more premium materials here, or you can even just update the packaging in your products and make sure that they just look more luxurious. You can also see if there's a way to have better pictures or better videos for your products to make sure that your customers can really see how luxurious and how nice your products are. And you can see if there are ways to add more value for your customers. For example, can you bundle different products together to make really great gift packages or DIY kits or some kind of product that adds more value to your customers? Step 5 is to adapt to customer needs and trends. During recessions, customers' habits tend to change. So if sales are dipping, it doesn't mean that customers don't want your products. It just means that their priorities have shifted. So it's good to ask, how can you adapt? Is there a way that you can offer some budget-friendly products alongside premium ones? Also, another way to stay relevant is to ask yourself, what are your customers' pain points? And how can you really lean into that with the products that you offer? For example, have their priorities shifted to needing stress relief or home decor? Or are there other pain points that they might have that you can shift to fulfilling through the products and services that you offer? Also, it's great to explore what is currently trending in your niche. Is there a way way that you can shift along with that? Are there seasonal colors or popular motifs that you can somehow weave into your product offerings? Step 6 is to focus on repeat customers and loyalty. It's way easier to sell to customers that you already have had than to find new customers. And so it's really great to ask yourself, what are some ways that you can nurture the customers that you already have? Is there a way that you could send special offers to your email list or give them priority access to certain product drops or new collections or services? Also, it's good to stay engaged with your customers. Send thank yous or follow-up emails asking for reviews. And this is really great to see what other areas you can improve in your business. Your biggest fans will keep continuing to come back and support you, so it's really important to make sure that they feel valued. And step 7 is to expand beyond just one platform. For example, if you're selling all of your items on just an Etsy, this is really putting all of your eggs in one basket. And so it's really important to diversify and sell your products on more than just one website. For example, maybe you want to sell on Etsy and Shopify, and maybe one of the other mini marketplaces that are popping up all the time. It's really good to do your research and to just see what other platforms you might want to explore, because the fees for Etsy can go up at any time, or they can shut down your shop, or the fees for Shopify or any of these websites can change at any time. And maybe you'll decide that you don't want to have your products on there anymore. And so in this case, it's really great to diversify and have your products in as many places as possible. Other marketplaces like Faire for wholesale, or Michael Maker Place, which is Michael's Etsy competitor, to find handcrafted pieces. Or you could even have a Ko-fi shop. There are definitely so many different options for sure here. Of course, you can also sell on social media shops such as Meta or TikTok Shop. Also, local craft fairs and in-person markets can be really great places to sell your products. I've done a lot of these in the past, but I haven't over the last few years, and I've been thinking of getting back into it. And in-person markets are a really great place to just interact face-to-face with your customers and to see what products they really love. You can also get ideas for new products that you can create here. I love selling online because you can have access to the whole world 24/7, but selling in person definitely has a lot of value too. I know that as I get back into it more, I'll definitely be sharing my insights on that. So definitely stay tuned. Basically, overall, the more places that people can find you online and in person, the better. And step 8 is to stay positive and flexible. It's good to remember that having a handmade business is a long run game. Algorithms change, trends come and go, and there are economic ups and downs. They're all a part of the journey, and those of us who can adapt and keep going will make it through. Keep creating and learning and focusing on what is in your control, because your passion and persistence will pay off. So those are my 8 steps to recession-proof your handmade business. I hope that you found this useful. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a like and also subscribe and click the bell and join back up with me each week. The algorithm thinks that you'll like this video next. And if you like this video, then you'll definitely like the Entrepreneur playlist. Well, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me in the next one.